When Adam was created, he was endowed with the right to rule. One can say this was his birthright, seeing he was the firstborn of Yah among us humans. With the birth of his own son, Adam's right to rule, his birthright, was to pass to Abel, but his murder at the hand of his brother Cain forced that inheritance on a substitute, Seth. Thereafter, the birthright was passed in an unbroken line from firstborn son to firstborn son, and it not only included the right to rule, or the scepter, but also the commission to bear many souls onto the Most High as the first among those souls. It also included the high office of the priesthood. Throughout time, the birthright was held by the firstborn sons descended from Adam through Seth's line, reaching down to the patriarch Jacob, at which point the conditions of this slaughtered inheritance changed somewhat. Jacob split the birthright office into three, giving Judah the scepter or right to rule. Joseph received preeminence as the first among his brothers and the honor of bearing his father Israel's name, while Levi was blessed with the priesthood. Now, since the time of Cain, men have envied the office of the firstborn, and with the arrival of Nimrod, that envy took deep root, spreading to the masses and resulting in a coordinated effort to wrest control of the world from its rightful ruler. Yah thwarted that determined attempt, of course, along with each successive one down through the ages. But these repeated failed attempts have not dissuaded the descendants of these evil men with their malevolent machinations from having another go at world domination, sans the right to rule. In his great wisdom, Yah has kept the three offices of the birthright going, seeing they have to be active when Yeshua returns to take possession of them and unify them in his person. You see, each nation that held dominion over Israel, Judah, or Levi was in effect allowed to strip those tribes of their offices and act as proxies as part of their punishment for rebelling against the Most High. We even have the account where Nebuchadnezzar, who was used by Yah to bring judgment against Judah, is called my servant by Yah in Jeremiah 25 verse 9. Dominion eventually passed to Rome, which soon fell and re-emerged as a papal counterpart. Since pagan Rome had dominion over Judah and Levi, a right given by Yah, papal Rome inherited the rights of those tribes once it re-established itself as a world power. And papal Rome, unlike prior nations that held sway over Levi, decided to openly perform the rites of that office, albeit in a corrupt form, hence the many priestly rituals that mimic the temple service. Throughout time, world powers have continued to wage relentless wars for world dominance, and though a handful of nations were allowed to wield the birthright for a time, none were ever allowed to do so in the fullness of truth, with the full weight of that office completely in their grasp. In other words, no nation throughout time has ever held full worldwide dominance. Not Babylon, despite the language in Daniel 2 verse 38 that seems to hint at this. Not Rome, despite the language in Luke 2 verse 1 that seems to contradict that fact. And not even Britain, upon whose empire, it is said, the sun never set. That is why all of those nations were eventually overthrown by rivals who had amassed enough power to truly contend and usurp them. While Babylon was a declared world power, at its height, its boundaries did not extend beyond Carchemish, Cilicia, Cyprus, Egypt, Media, Persia, Arabia, and the Mediterranean Sea. The same is true of the Roman period of dominance. Parthia, Germania, Caledonia, modern-day Scotland, and Persia were never fully subjected to Rome. And Britain failed to pull Mongolia, the Ivory Coast, Bolivia, Sweden, and a few other countries within their massive empire. You see, when it comes to world dominance, it is impossible for any nation to fully step into the office of world ruler, since that right will forever reside with the nation upon which Yah has placed his name. and that nation is Israel, true Israel, comprised of actual descendants of Jacob's 12 sons and those joined to them in the worship of Yah. Prophecies concerning this have already been spoken long ago, creating an algorithm that cannot be overridden. Prophecies like those written in Daniel 2 verse 44, Zechariah 9 verses 9 to 10, and Isaiah 60, among others. Remember, Isaiah 42 verse 8 tells us,
I am Yah, that is my name. I will not give my glory to anyone else.
And that includes the glory derived from world rulership. Zechariah 14 verse 9 tells us who will rule the entire world.
And Yah will be king over all the earth. On that day there will be one Yah. His name alone will be worshipped.
This glory is promised to no other individual or nation from Genesis to Revelation. But despite this, many have been led to believe that a one-world government led by some evil dictator will eventually emerge. Others believe that one powerful nation will eventually take control of all others and force a new economy and a single set of laws that will govern the world, with no sovereign nation states left to rule independent of a worldwide central government. But the truth is, these very things people fear are promised only to Yah and Israel. And the elements of the new world order many are anticipating will only be fulfilled in Yah's kingdom. The clues are all there. We've already listed Daniel 2 verse 44 in this video, but citing that verse we are told,
During the reigns of those kings, the Elohim of heaven will set up a kingdom that will never be destroyed or conquered.
Note that up to the very end of this age, when Yah will finally set up his eternal kingdom, Daniel says that Yah's kingdom will be established during the reigns of kings, plural, not one king, meaning many nations will still be in power concurrently. And the book of Revelation, which reaches all the way down in time to our era, says that the only instance in which many nations will actually unify and consolidate power is to go to war against the Lamb in a last-ditch effort.
And the 10 horns that you saw are 10 kings who have not yet received royal power, but they are to receive authority as kings for 1 hour, together with the beast. These are of one mind, and they hand over their power and authority to the beast. They will make war on the Lamb, and the Lamb will conquer them.
This says nothing of world rulership by one nation. It actually speaks of war against the Lamb of Yah, which is orchestrated by the beast system, an unrighteous confederation of nations according to the 7 heads and 10 horns referenced in Revelation 17 verse 3. And we know that horns represent kings, according to verse 12 of Revelation 17, which we just cited. So again, there will never be one man or one nation that will rule the world and unify it under one set of laws, with everyone bidding allegiance to that man or government. That glory belongs to Yah.
By myself I have sworn. From my mouth has gone out in righteousness a word that shall not return. To me every knee shall bow, every tongue shall swear allegiance.
Now, since the birthright has been split into 3 offices, unless all of those offices are unified and held by one nation or person with Yah's blessing, rulership of the world will be impossible. Yeshua, as stated, will unify these 3 offices in his person. He was already born of the tribe of Judah through a royal house. That satisfies the requirement to wield the scepter. He came as high priest of the order of Melchizedek, being immersed in the waters of the Jordan and anointed by the Ruach in order to minister as a priest to the nation of Israel and the world. He also stands in the presence of the Most High on our behalf. This satisfies the office of the priesthood. Finally, with his resurrection, he became the firstborn among the dead, granting him the birthright among all redeemed souls, satisfying the office of the firstborn birthright holder. This is signified by the passage in Revelation 19 verse 13 that speaks of Yeshua being clothed in a robe dipped in blood, which pictures Joseph, of whom it is said,
Then the brothers killed a young goat and dipped Joseph's robe in its blood.
With the three offices of the birthright being unified in his person, Yeshua will rule over all the nations of the world, governing them solely by his Father's law. And he shall rule the nations, we are told, with a rod of iron, according to Revelation 19, verse 15. But for all eternity, Yeshua will claim only one nation as his own, and that nation will become a world empire. Luke 1 tells us,
He will be great, and he will be called the Son of the Most High. And Yah Elohim will give to him the throne of his father David, and he will reign over the house of Jacob forever, and of his kingdom there will be no end.
This is the same kingdom Daniel 2 verse 44 is referring to, the one we should be prepping for. It is the kingdom of true Israel, which all nations of the world will serve.
For the nation and kingdom that will not serve you shall perish. Those nations shall be utterly laid waste.
That said, nations, as well as individual rulers, will continue to strive for world domination, plotting and scheming and threatening to bring about one form of world government or another. But they will ultimately fail to achieve this end. That glory belongs to Yah alone, and the nation he chooses to honor, true Israel.